Hello everyone. So today I'm gonna do a presentation about how to deliver an effective presentation. And before I start with that, let me just introduce myself. I'm Elif, and this is gonna be my first longest presentation ever. So before I show the content, why is it essential to learn how to present? It is essential because it allows us to develop our self-confidence and also communicate it better in any way and anywhere and have a great self-assurance. So, this is the content. Today I'm going to talk about essential building blocks to create a story, storytelling techniques, my story, and essential steps to deliver a presentation. So first, 6 essential building blocks to create a story. These are character, structure, storyline, authenticity, audience engagement, and the hook. I'm not gonna talk about them one by one, but let me just say that if you're gonna make a story and be unique with your story, you have to be authentic and you have to know that you shouldn't steal from anyone because it's called plagiarism, and it is the same way as we use AI to make our something like stories and whatever. And the audience engagement is also very important because if you want to do a book or a movie for children, I mean your audience will be children, then you have to choose your words, the topics, and the sentences that you're gonna use precisely. And it is the same way as adults and other audiences. And the hook is also important because every story has a hook that is the most important of the story. So, what is storytelling techniques and what is storytelling? Storytelling is a path to share our experiences, opinions, and emotions. And it's also traditional because we tend to do storytelling a lot by our nature because we are communicative animals. I can say that. And we've been doing this since the beginning of the human life. And I'm gonna talk about 2 traditional storytelling techniques, and then I'm gonna talk about 2 new storytelling techniques. And here are 2 traditional storytelling techniques. The first one is the hero's journey. The hero's journey is a story of courage, stepping out of our comfort zone and transforming. So, this is a pretty common storytelling technique that we always see in the movies, in the books, and in the TV series, and we are used to this. And in this, I just put 7 steps, and let me just talk about them real quick. So, we have a main character, and on the first step, the main character's life begins, and it's a pretty normal life. Nothing happens, nothing different happens. And on the second, an event occurs, something that scares the main character or concerns them, but the main character still doesn't know what to do. And on the third, the main character meets someone essential and meets someone who gives advices. For example, in Harry Potter meets Hermione Granger, and on the fourth is living. The main character lives a normal life to begin the adventure. And on the fifth, it is the facing challenges. The main characters leaves the world and faces some challenges in the new world and makes some new enemies, and yeah. And on the sixth, this is the turning point. Uh, So the main character makes some new friends and makes some new enemies, and then after facing some challenges, the biggest challenge occurs. This is the final challenge. It can be like a fight or flight. So it occurs, and usually on the hero's journey storytelling technique, the main character wins. And on the seven, the main character returns to their home by changed personality and perspective. And these are some examples that I put. This is Harry Potter, The Hunger Games, The Matrix, and Star Wars. These are all the most popular movies that we see on TV. And in the second traditional storytelling technique, I'm gonna talk about the 3-act structure. So it basically a simple way to break the story into three parts. There are Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. Act 1 is setup, exposition. In this part, it introduces the world, the characters, and the problem, and it usually ends with a problem, an event, to make the story go and go further. And on the second two, it is confrontation, rising action. This is the longest part, and the heroes, the main characters, faces some challenges. And on the third act, this is the resolution, climax. The final biggest challenge occurs, and after that, the story wraps up. And for examples, I put Die Hard, Star Wars, and Independence Day. And this is a picture of the movie called Die Hard. And now I talked about two traditional techniques. I'm gonna talk about the two newest techniques. The first one will be Pixar storytelling technique. So we know what is Pixar. It's a great way to tell emotional, character-driven stories. So these are some general structures as well. Once upon a time, every day, until one day, because of that, until finally, and ever since that day. We can see those general structures on every Pixar movies, and this is basically something that in this storytelling technique, it focuses on the emotion as well as the character development and the story. So it is very emotional, and it is why it captivates us. And for the picture, I put the movie called Up, and I didn't put any more examples, but we can tell that every Pixar movies are based on Pixar storytelling technique. And on the second one, we're going to talk about sparkline storytelling technique. So this is a way to structure a story by showing what it is and what it could be. It starts with a current situation and then shows the better feature and then keeps switching between the two. For example, uh, someone shows a new phone, new iPhone, and it's like, this is the phone that you're using right now, but what if we show that this is the newest phone and this will be better? So this is what it is and what it could be. And for examples, I put TED Talks, and I have a dream speech by Martin Luther King Jr. And this is a photo of Bill Gates who's talking, who's giving a speech in some of the TED Talk videos. So, which storytelling technique is better for you? For me, it is Sparkline because I usually focus on the solution rather than the story, and it captivates the people, the audience, by showing what it is and what it could be. And it is actually pretty cool for me, and I will choose Sparkline storytelling technique to a presentation or or a movie or a story. So this is my choice. And after that, this is my story. I didn't put any, I didn't mean to use any storytelling techniques in this, but you can see this story on the comments of the course section. And on this comment, I'm not gonna read this a lot, but I talked about why I chose English and what were the some reasons and why I chose to be an ELT student. That's because my teacher, but you can read this story. And after that, these are essential steps to deliver an effective presentation. So this is the main topic that we're going to talk about. First, know your audience, because you have to know your audience to give them a right speech, like what they want to see, what they want to talk, what they want to hear, or what is the content. These are all essentials. And second is structure your content, because you're gonna do a presentation, you're gonna make slides, so you have to structure your content very wisely. And three is use visuals. Even though I don't use visuals, you have to know that fonts, texts, and pictures that you put are essential. I usually use less words and more photos, more pictures on my slides, as you can tell. So these are essential and they have to be relevant as well. And fourth is speak with confidence. So this is something that doesn't work for me, I guess, because I'm a little bit anxious while I'll do a presentation, but you have to maintain your eye contact and you have to speak confidence because because you know the content and you have to show that you know the content. So this is the fourth one. And the fifth is practice. The more you practice, the less you get anxious. So you have to practice a lot to get less anxious and to not confuse any words, any sentences on your presentation. And process for creating a set of slides for a presentation is also important because when you do a presentation, you have to show up slides, and the slides are given in number and they are essential, the photos, the text, and the content. So first is read through the script and note down the slide numbers and note down which one is great, which one is too much, or which one should be more, or things like that. And three is how will the slide be led? And yeah, and four is make sure the content is concise because the content that you're gonna talk about has to be concise and relevant with the topic that you chose. And make sure if you have any too much slides or less slides than you think in the pictures as well. And five is video record yourself, and you can video record yourself by your phone or your computer or whatever what devices you want. And I'm doing it on the computer right now. And six is ask yourself questions. Is it okay? Is it relevant? Is this picture relevant? Or did I talk about this too much? Or should I put more sentences about this content? These are some questions that you're gonna ask yourself. And seventh is create filler slides. And eight is storyboard your deck. So these are important steps to set of slides. And slides are important to do a presentation. And this is my reference. I've learned a lot of things from the feature learn presenting your work with impact, presenting skills training, and thanks to the videos, I've learned a lot of different storytelling techniques, different essentials for doing a presentation. And yeah, it actually worked for me well and it helped me a lot. And I put a lot of comments as well on the videos and the comment section that you can see. I didn't put those in the slides, but I've been giving a lot of comments. And thank you for listening to me. I hope I made a great presentation for you.